Hey guys, hello and welcome to the show. This is Dr. Patrick Price, the Body Detective. I'm here today to give you a great video. This day, we're going to talk about one important organ of your body. It's called Love Your Heart Day. Okay, this thing in here, this thing about the size of your fist, this is called your heart. And creating a more conscious lifestyle through wellness is our motto at our company here. Because being more conscious means you understand things on a higher level. It's not this just you're smart and you have intelligence. That is one thing. But to have consciousness means you have a deeper understanding of things. It means you have feelings. You feel things. You feel something wrong with your body. You feel things are working correctly with your body. To have a giant bloated stomach and say my digestion is doing fine means you're not very conscious of your body. But if you notice you eat just one small item of food and notice something doesn't feel just right in your stomach, is being more conscious with your body. And that's what I'm here to talk about today, is being conscious with your body. So let's talk about loving your heart. I guess today, look at my background's a little white looking, right? I have not been kidnapped or captured. I'm still here in the United States. Although my mother thinks when I go to the Middle East one day they're going to get me and kidnap me and take me. I probably know they'll probably give me back to the public after hearing me talk for a while, right? But you know, when you travel to other countries, just with your American passport, you're safe anywhere you go. Just to be clear on things, when I go to the Middle East, guys, one time I was on a bus and these military guys, machine guns, pulled the bus over, and I'm like, well, this is it. This is what my mom's been talking about. They're coming to finally get me, right? Well, they took everybody's passport with big machine guns, military guys. But they got to my wife and I hold the American passport up, and they go, "Ah, you're good, just keep yours." And they didn't even collect my passport. So the idea is, guys, feel very safe with your passport. Go to other countries, visit, get educated, learn about different cultures. Back to the show. So here we go. Your heart. You guys with me? Hang on to your seat. Take notes if you need to, because I did a little research for you today. It's not that I don't know a lot of this stuff already by hand, but what I like to do for you guys, I like to prepare something in an order and a sequence at times instead of just always shooting from the hip. So today I prepared this in a format to hopefully have you guys follow this a little better, but also take notes if needed. So what does your heart need? Fats, proteins, enzymes. It needs cholesterol. It needs good salts. It needs hormones. It needs a stress-free lifestyle. Did you get the last part? Write that down. Stress-free lifestyle. Okay. So the heart, like I said, it's a muscle. Yeah, to your fist like this. It's about the size of your heart, mostly on the left side of your body. Some people have it on the right side. Okay. So how much blood does your heart pump every day? It pumps enough to fill a swimming pool. Did you get that? Your heart is constantly working. It's the one muscle in your body that never stops until you die, of course. But it never relaxes. Even when you're sleeping, it's still pumping. Normally your heart is beating about 70 beats a minute. If you find in a day your heart is beating higher than 7 beats a minute into the 80s, then you're the stressed out person. Now a lot of the technology today, where the little wristbands, it shows your pulse in a day, it's a good way to monitor yourself. But an athlete should have down to say 50 beats a minute. I know usually when I check my own, I'm at 49, 50 beats a minute because I train. I'm a martial artist. I exercise, I work out. But if I did not, I would probably see my pulse raise. So those of you out there, check your daily pulse, not just your blood pressure, see where your pulse is, your resting pulse. And I'll tell you a good status to see how your heart's doing. So let's talk about basic foods of the heart. So you need fats, saturated fats, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, and different fats out there. Now remember, meats are saturated fats. They've always got a bad rap. But guys, it's not that the meat is bad for you, the protein from cows, elk, whatever you're eating from, buffalo. It's what the animal ate. If the animal is grazing, eats grass, eats the food it normally eats, you're going to have a healthy meat. Now, if that animal is grain-fed, like a lot of cattle that bring them in the last month of their life, then what did they feed them? They force them to eat corn. Not just corn, but genetically modified corn, which causes severe inflammation of the gut and the blood. So if you're eating an animal that ate corn and it had all this inflammation in its body, guess what that meat's going to do to your body? Same thing, you'll get inflammation in your body. So cottonseed, anything in a box, guys, go to the store and look in the box. Okay, look in there, and there's always the big three you're going to see. What is that? What is that you're going to see? You're going to see corn, cottonseed, and soy. Now I'm going to ask you this question: how many of you out there eat soy? Just raise your hand. Okay, Now everybody's gonna say, no, not me, I don't eat soy. Wrong again. I promise you, you're probably eating soy every day of your life. If you look once again on these boxes, you're gonna see soy lecithin. You're gonna see soy everywhere. So soy is like, what, 80, 90% genetically modified. Cottonseed, 90, 100% genetically modified. And so when we get down to the basics, like I said, I got some notes for you. Now we talked about corn, soybean, they're the polyunsaturated. We get to the monosaturated, the vegetable oils. Okay, the olive oils, peanut oil, canola, those are the monosaturated. But olive oil has its own category, as we know. Now, I want to say this to you. So what has happened to cottonseed? Cottonseed now, when you pick up vegetable oil from the store, you can almost bet it's going to be cottonseed. This has become America's vegetable oil. So if you do watch this video and you're in another country and you're getting American vegetable oil, basically go outside and just pour it down the ditch somewhere, okay? Because this is not something you want. If you're in another country, keep eating your olive oil. Keep using your avocado oils. Use the oils that are healthy for you. Now, so what else is cottonseed used for? It's a good low trans fat, they say, but they use it for margarine, for laundry, for soaps, cosmetics, many other things. Glossopol toxic. Glossopol. Did I say that right? I hope so. Cows, pigs, animals can break it down, which is in the cottonseed, but humans cannot. So this is a good way to cause a clogging of your liver and your arteries, guys, by eating the cottonseed oil. If you're going to heat up food and cooking in oil, one that handles the heat well, it's always been coconut oil, the MCT oils. When you heat these things up, they don't break down so easily, and your body much easily digests these. They're good for you on many levels. So healthy fats, organic nuts, seeds, butter, avocados, flaxseed, fish oil, almond oil, olive oil, hemp seed, chia. I could go on and on. Omega-3s, omega-6, omega-9s. Now, generally, omega-3s are going to give you energy. So if you're taking omega-3 like flaxseed or, say, fish oils, and not all fish oils are created equal, by the way. I use a lot of the tuna omega-3s now in my office. These give you energy. These help clean up the blood. These help thin your blood so your heart can pump a little more efficiently. Omega-9s are better for cooking. So if you're getting a good cooking oil, get an omega-9 like, say, an avocado oil. So a high-fat diet, you're going to find, is actually better for the body, but it's the good fats. Knowing the difference, guys. Remember, what the animal ate is going to make a difference with you. So what about food? What food for the heart? Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur. This is basically what amino acids are composed of, right? So they're made for like every part going on in the body. Your enzyme function, hormones, antibodies, tissue repair. You need the amino acids. And the elderly today, hey mom, not that she's the elderly, what do they need? They need more amino acids. These are the people who really need to supplement by pill form or taking in a powder mix the amino acids because they're not getting them or breaking them down properly. So you have essential amino acids, which are 9, and you have the non-essentials. Usually your body knows how to make these. And then you have heart proteins. What are the big 3? Taurine, L-carnitine, and arginine. These are the big 3 for the heart. So anybody who has any kind of heart dysfunction, chronic fatigue, where you think that you're really stressed out, we'll get into that more in a minute. Those are the big 3 proteins you need to make sure. And when you're taking arginine, there's also alpha ketoglutarate. Arginine helps with your body producing nitric oxide. Now I have a nice little strip in the morning. You can take this little saliva test and see how your nitric oxide levels are doing. Low nitric oxide levels means you have low arginine levels in the body. And arginine is helpful on so many levels. Alpha ketoglutarate and L-arginine together dilates the whole vessels of the body. Bodybuilders have known this secret since the mid-90s, guys. They know how to take these proteins to dilate their blood vessels, more circulation, more energy, improve memory. The list goes on. And we now carry several forms of that in our office. So ask me about that later, guys. Carbohydrates. Okay, you need them. Got to have them. But what's the difference? You have simple ones. You have complex ones. Simple is fructose, sucrose, lactose. Okay, fruits and dairy. These are types of simple carbohydrates. Complex, the polysaccharides. Fiber, starches, spaghetti, potatoes, rice, oatmeal, yams, breads, green leafy vegetables, some. Okay, carbohydrates give you fuel for the body, but the idea, guys, is when you're taking in carbs, most people eat too many. You eat too many and you don't exercise, your body's going to do one thing: it's going to store it, and that's what you don't want. So the best way is to eat for your heart, since today is about the heart, is a high-fat, medium-protein, low-carb diet. Now, one that I put patients on all the time is called the paleo diet. It's been around a long time. We've always kind of used that in our office. Someone finally gave it a name called paleo, but that's the way many of us have eaten to stay healthy. And I've always known, even from high school, I knew that high carbs were not good for the body. Just intuitively, I know when I ate high amounts of pasta, potatoes, and I went to go exercise, my body just go kaput. And I know they always made me gain weight. So remember, listen to your body, be conscious like we say, and listen to what your body's telling you guys. So what about the sugars? Glucose, sucrose, fructose. So glucose, let me help you understand these, is the sugar made by the body, glucose, like in your liver. Fructose is the natural, like you found in fruit. And you get the sucrose is the combination of glucose and fructose. Table sugar basically is what? Sucrose, right? So you don't want the table sugar, just throw it out the door, don't need it. You're getting enough, I'm sure, from other foods. Even if you're eating gluten-free bread, look at the gluten-free, guys, it's loaded full of sugar. So if you're getting gluten-free, try to find something that's low in sugar, if you know what I mean. Just because fruits contain the fructose, they can make your blood sugar really spike, and that's not good for your heart as well. So sugar ages you, dehydrates you, and constipates you. Why would you want to eat excess? And it makes you fat. If you want to look at gaining weight, it's going to be the sugar. So good sugars, agave, xylitol, even raw cane sugar, but still watch the amounts of it. And stevia, of course, many different ways and taste of stevia these days. And honey, but watch this, you don't eat too much honey as well. What else does the heart need? Water. Okay? So dehydration is a very bad issue for what? The heart and the blood. When you get dehydrated, your blood's going to show up differently. If you take the live cell, they take the cells of the body, look under a microscope, you're going to see dehydration. You're going to see that a person can take an enzyme through live cell therapy or live cell microscopy, looking at the cells of the mouth. You'll see within 15 minutes, taking an enzyme, you'll see a change in your blood. They get in the body immediately. And if you take one of these bodybuilding products loaded full of sucralose, one time I took one of those and the live cell in my mouth and it looked like I was dying. It's funny, the bodybuilding product says repair and regeneration. But it looks like it was death and destruction to the cells of my body. So be careful what you're consuming. Salt, not just water, we need salt. Sodium chloride is not the answer, your table salt. We could go on and on about the salt, but remember, just eating some chicken from the store, guys, you're getting probably a couple grams of salt. They preserve the chicken with salt. They bloat it and flush it with salt. You're getting grams of salt every day in a lot of things that you eat. It takes 22 fluid ounces to replace 1 gram of sodium chloride. Did you get that? 22. So Himalayan sea salt is going to be your best salt. 84 trace minerals. I could go on and on. I'm going to tell you a little bit here in a second. But remember, Himalayan sea salt is very alkaline for the body. And that's what you want. Himalayan sea salt. Let me read a couple things for you. Positive changes were noted in what? Respiration, blood circulation, elimination, spleen and liver systems, how they function, your skin systems, how your skin cleanses itself, urinary and bladder systems, your kidney systems especially, which are your fluid balances. So Himalayan sea salt combined with, usually the book on salt recommends Fiji water. It has a high electromagnetic frequencies to the body, and that's a whole subject in itself. But you produce something with the Himalayan sea salt called Soleil. And drinking the salt water every day is going to give you all the trace minerals you need for the heart. So, what about your immune system? Your immune system and inflammation. So, where does most of your immune system come from? Now, you guys have heard me talk before. Where does most of it come from? Click, click, click. I'm listening. 80% of your immune system comes from where? The gut. You should have gotten that by now, guys. There'll be a test after the end of this, by the way. So your heart and inflammation don't go well together. So if you're getting inflammation of your heart, you're getting inflammation of what? Your blood. So inflammation today is the biggest killer in the United States, and now is becoming the biggest killer worldwide. As we spread toxic foods and toxic other products to the world around us, as other countries bring their toxic foods to us, a lot of supplements come from China now. I like China, I'm not bashing it. Qigong, Tai Chi is great. But a lot of the nutrients that come from China, if the company is not testing the products, not finding out that they have toxins in them, you don't know what you're getting, guys. So make sure when you're buying supplements, the company is reputable and they test their own products before they get them to you. So inflammation, almost every American out there most of you guys watching this has gut inflammation. Now, how do you not know this? I ask patients all the time, do you have any problems with digestion? And they always say, no, my digestion's great. They really don't know, because just because they ate that food and got a little bit of inflammation, got a little bit of bloating, got a little gas, yeah, that's okay, that's natural. No, bloating, inflammation, swelling of your belly, gas, constipation is not normal. These are signs that you're having bad digestion. So one of the first things to do to you guys is what? Fix the gut. You guys are working on your gut to help the heart. Okay? So inflammation is basically the new disease of the century, guys. If you have inflammation, this could be just simply joint pain. You have gut problems. So if you want your heart to function better, your blood to be more purified, you've got to clean up the gut to help the heart. Got it? Oh, what about cholesterol? Okay. Cholesterol, oh my God, that new big word, cholesterol. My cholesterol is high, I'm going to die. That's what the doctors tell me. My cholesterol is so high, I need to take all these statin drugs. Is that really what needs to happen? First of all, your body needs cholesterol. Your liver has lots of cholesterol, so does your brain. Okay, so why do you keep hearing it's so bad for you? Second, cholesterol is actually, high cholesterol is actually better for you. Guys, if you look at the old doctors in the old days, I had in Alexandria, Louisiana, anybody watching this video, remember Dr. Denley? Remember Dr. Tejada? It's like in those days you went to one doctor and he did everything. You didn't go to see this specialist, that specialist, this specialist. It's made things kind of confusing, right? But I'm not blaming doctors. There's a lot of great doctors. Doctors are friends of mine. It's the drug industry. You got to follow the money. And so basically the guys who make the drugs also create the books that tell you how your body should be, what drugs should be given for this, what conditions, and even manipulated the blood test. So high cholesterol was more acceptable back in the days. And don't take me for it. I'm going to get into a researcher in a minute and tell you about him, who's a researcher for the drug industry, at least he was, and he'll tell you all about that. So high cholesterol actually makes you far less likely to die. Did you get that? High cholesterol. Okay. So lowering your cholesterol can make the heart worse. Low cholesterol. Low cholesterol can trigger the deadliest stroke, a massive stroke. That was when the blood vessels in the brain get too weak and basically you have a burst. Okay, and below 200 it's a red flag. This can trigger this type of stroke. So other facts about lower cholesterol. Here we go. Improves brain function, linked to Alzheimer's, linked to stroke, lower sex drive. Getting this? Higher cholesterol will also improve your sex life, improve brain function, fight off depression, improve your immune system. High cholesterol. Did you get that? Okay. So what do you look for? If there's something to be concerned about, what is it? It's called the triglycerides. Now I'll get back to the researcher, Dr. Russell Jaffe, the alkaline way. He's all about one thing with the body, guys. His big thing is get the proper fats, get the fish oils in, and also get your body alkaline. So triglycerides a key thing, because when your triglycerides go up, you look at how high they are. This means your body's getting your blood like motor oil. It's getting too thick. So if there's anything to monitor looking towards cholesterol, when you look at triglycerides, the fatty acids, the omega-3s, are going to thin your blood. It's going to make the blood thinner. It's going to make that improve the circulation in the body, and it's going to clean up the blood, make healthier blood with the good fats. Okay, so eat a high cholesterol diet. Eat the saturated fats. Here's a little secret. When autopsies are performed on dead heart attack victims, they notice many times there was no blocked arteries. This is some old research I read a while back. Remember, heart attack victims, no blocked arteries. But what they did find at the American Journal on Cardiology is they reported that most patients with blocked arteries actually do what? They grow their own bypass. A new network is performed in the body, and the body learns to fix itself vascular-wise. Did you get that? The hormones involved. CPK, when you go to the hospital, yep, you've had a heart attack. If those enzymes are high, something's wrong. Thyroid, calcitonin. Artery, the adrenal glands, norepinephrine, epinephrine. Actually, too much of these all the time. Once again, we'll get into the stress at the adrenal glands. Flooding too much of the stress hormones is going to be a problem for the heart. But the pancreas has insulin and pancreatin. Those need to be involved for the healthy heart. But the one that we don't always look at, guys, is testosterone. So when your testosterone levels are too low, you're usually going to have a weak heart. You get your testosterone back to normal, even a little bit higher testosterone is going to be better for the body. It's got more circulation. You're going to have healthier organs and glands, but especially the heart. Now what they're doing now these days is a lot of ladies are getting low testosterone. They're getting the little pellets they insert into the rear, into the buttocks. They put the little pellets in there for a good 3 months. Or they put them on a testosterone pill. Now Tribulus terrestris has been known to always help your body naturally produce more testosterone. That's an herbal form. But guys, more testosterone is called anti-aging these days. If men 40, 50, 60, your testosterone is really low, go get an injection once a week. Now, I'm not your MD, I can't tell you, I just tell you, if it was me, I'll be doing it every 7 days. Okay. Now, the one they use mainly these days is called cypionate. It's the most known testosterone that's used currently, but there's like 200 different testosterones, by the way, and we'll talk about that another time as well. So, test your testosterone levels. Okay, what else does the heart need? It needs glandulars. Glandulars, okay? What does that mean? Well, you can take glandulars, you can supplement them, right? But what about in the old days, what did they do? Well, in the old days, people ate the organs of animals. Now today, if I tell you, go down the street and eat the organs of this animal, you'd be going, wow, am I a caveman? Well, you need to be, because that way you know you'll get the glandulars you need for the heart. Guys, go to a Mediterranean restaurant and get the chicken livers. There's a place in Houston, I don't want to mention it, but man, it's a Lebanese restaurant and they make the best sauteed chicken livers with lemon juice, garlic juice. It is excellent. Now, do you eat it all the time? No. But when you do eat it, you're definitely getting glandulars that you need for the heart. Proteins. What protein is missing in vegetarians? L-carnitine. Circulation, mobilizing of fats. So if you're a vegetarian, you need to supplement L-carnitine. I suggest getting a liquid form. It seems to work better. Minerals, macro minerals, micro minerals. What are the macros? Calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, things like this are needed for the heart. The trace minerals we talked about, Himalayan sea salt, there's your trace minerals the body needs. These are your micro minerals as well. Vitamins, B vitamins especially, needed for the heart. Water, Alkaline water. If you're drinking bottled water, you say it's clean, well, you're still getting some things in that water you don't want, guys. You're still getting fluoride especially. When you're getting bottled water, test it yourself, get some pH strips, make sure it is not acidic. You want the alkaline water. Reverse osmosis, distilled water, ozone water for your home. It's easy today to get a reverse osmosis, put it under your sink, $150, $250, and get good clean water. That will filter out all the toxins. The 4 pages that I tested in Houston's water of chemicals, petroleum stuff, pesticides, insecticides, toxic metals, prescription drugs, okay? These things I tested, and they're in your water. So you want to get good, clean water. Okay? So let's talk about the other thing. Still with me? This is all about the heart, guys. Homocysteine. No, this is not a heterosexual thing. Homocysteine is a weak protein in the body. That was a joke. Homocysteine levels. When homocysteine levels are too high for the body, what happens? Okay, your body has trouble breaking down. It causes problem. It starts the atherosclerosis. It starts the hardening of their arteries. This is one of the things most of us are not tested for. So when you go in and you get your routine blood test, guys, make sure you ask. You have to ask. It's a very inexpensive $20, $40 test. Test your homocysteine levels. Those levels are going to tell you if you're getting dangerous levels. Okay? So this can interfere with many enzyme protein function, but especially with CoQ10. The heart needs CoQ10. What do the statin drugs do? They remove the CoQ10. So it's funny, you're taking a statin drug so you don't have what? Heart attack or stroke. But what's the side effect of statin drugs? Heart attack and stroke. Is it just me, or does this sound a little backwards? Okay. So if you are taking a statin drug and you just feel that your life is much better, make sure you're supplementing CoQ10, 100, 200 milligrams a day minimum of CoQ10, guys. I can't tell you, I'm not your medical doctor, but if it was me, I would take the statin drug and I would just simply put it in the garbage. There's too many other ways to work with your cholesterol, because first of all, your legs are weak, you cramp a lot, you probably can't even climb stairs when you're on a statin drug. You get yourself off these particular medications and you'll be back bouncing around with your legs again. You'll get your circulation back in your body. Niacin, B3, okay? It helps move the cholesterol out of the liver as well. There's too many other easier ways besides taking these particular medications. Okay, so the only treatment, guys, when it comes down to homocysteine, you taking notes? Homocysteine is nutritional intervention. there's a lot of great homocysteine products out there. There was a Dr. McCulley, and I think in 1969 he went to Harvard and says, hey, homocysteine is more dangerous than cholesterol. Well, in 69, when they were trying to change all this stuff, and he says homocysteine, well, they didn't have a medication for homocysteine, so what happened to this guy? He got ostracized from the community. Dr. McCulley in 1969 from Harvard. So treatment, what do? You need vitamin B6, B12, folic acid. This is a good start. This helps clear the homocysteine levels out of the blood. So getting it out of circulation. Like I said, there are products made just for homocysteine, but this will help as a good start. Also, what do you need? You need betaine. Betaine and homocysteine levels will go down as well. You need liver detoxification. A lot of supplements do that as well. Clear the cholesterol. This helps with depression, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, things like that, getting your liver functioning better. Then you need products to cause dilation. What will do that? Magnesium, niacin. These things cause dilation of your blood vessels. The nitric oxide producing arginine, alpha ketoglutarate. So this is also known in these treatments to also aid cancer patients. So what's the number one killer? What's the number one thing that's going to make your heart just go nuts? Take a guess. Stress. Family, relationships, finance, career. I could just go down the list. So you guys have to get a hold on your stress levels. You have to either neutralize the stresses as they come to you. There's plenty of emotional ways to do that. Or if you're in a stressful environment at your job, your place, however, get away from it. Change jobs. Don't stay in the job. Don't let your job destroy you, because they will. Corporate America, when they're finished with you, they just spit you out of their mouth and they're on to the next person. There's plenty of people in corporate America just rolled up like a piece of paper when they're finished with you and just chunk it in the trash. Sad enough, but that's the society we become. So let's talk about stress levels for a second. HPA axis is a way to measure. I don't want to get into details of explaining this, except stage 1, cortisol, DHEA begin to rise. Cortisol is produced in the morning. Okay, DHEA out of your adrenals. When these begin to rise, you begin to get a stressed out person, but your body will normalize it. Okay? Stage 2 of the HPA axis, the DHEA begins to fall, cortisol begins to stay high, and blood pressure stays up. This is the person that begins to have what? Trouble sleeping, trouble getting up in the morning. And in stage 3, you guessed it, cortisol levels begin to plummet, DHEA begins to plummet, your blood pressure, this is interesting, begins to drop. You get low blood pressure. And when low blood pressure hits, you see your pulse beginning to rise. Now when your pulse begins to rise, this is the chronic fatigue, the fibromyalgia patients. This is a person that's in the danger zone, as I call it. This is the person that's likely to have a heart attack anytime soon. So guys, if this is you, and you're watching this video, and you're in stage 3, anything close to even what I'm saying is true to you, you need to get nutritional intervention ASAP. One patient one time, when I told him this, I says, you're going to have a heart attack. He goes, yeah, okay. About 2 weeks later, he calls me and goes, I'm in the hospital. I had a heart attack. I said, it could have been prevented. He goes, yeah, I know. So the idea is be conscious of your body, be conscious of your mind, what's happening with your stress, guys, and make change. If you do not make change, your body will continue to be stressed out. Remember, the body is going to follow the mind. Wherever your thoughts and feelings are every day is where your body is going to follow. So if you're not in charge of your mind and your own thoughts, you let the world around you dictate what's stressful for you, then you're in trouble. If Facebook stresses you out, I post here on Facebook, but look at what's all the negativity today. I used to watch some funny videos and martial art videos, things I enjoyed. But now all I see is like Trump. Oh, I see all these negative things going on. Why do I want it? That's like reading the newspaper or watching the news. It's just going to stress me out. So I don't hardly read those things anymore. But I do post here to you guys because this is one way that I know I will get the message out to people. And if just one of you can make a change and this helps you, helps your family, helps someone close to you, then I've done my job. Guys, I'm Dr. Patrick Price, the Body Detective. You take care of your heart, have a great day, and I'm always here to help. Take care.